from New York to Paris or to France, so it was across the American Ocean. So I was thinking Pan Am. What are you feeling, Paul?
TWA, Trans World Airlines. I just have a feeling that they were more global. And you really okay. Here's my thought on this: if we assume that they went TWA, we have a chance to either catch up or fall farther behind by going Pan Am, or win or lose with them with TWA. And of course, this is still just assuming that. Or we could start a land war in Asia.
Have you thought about the OMG airlines? That'd be very meta.
Okay, you want to do Pan Am, Noah?
Yeah, Pan Am's the only. I mean, I'm 50-50 on it, but the only reason I can think is that name Pan Am. So, yeah, let's do Pan Am.
All right, I'll roll with you on it.
Okay, Matt and Jonathan.
So you're correct in the fact that Pan Am and TWA were the two airlines that were kind of racing to make that first intercontinental flight. And I was 50-50 on it as well, on which one made it first. You're correct in the fact that Pan Am stands for Pan American and TWA stands for Trans World. But I believe TWA did not stand for Trans World originally. I believe he changed it. Howard Hughes changed it to Trans World because they were going to make that trip. So we went with TWA.
And your answer is Pan American Airlines. Pan
Oh. Chris, I was comfortable going TWA because I thought it'd be a fun question to write having TWA as the answer. Yeah. Very meta, right?
Yeah.
That was really, really hard for y'all after you figured out that that's what I was thinking to go the opposite.
Yeah, it was.
That's like a really good call in a poker game when the pressure's on, you know?
And full props to Noah for that one, because by myself, I was going TWA all the way there.
I'm sweating a little bit over here. I'm not going to lie.
Solid pull, though. Good job.
Really good job.
Your last question going into the midpoint. The category is another word Chris cannot say. And the question is, the word honcho sounds Spanish, but in actuality is a word of what language meaning squad leader?
Yeah.
You like that?
Yes, I do.
It's kind of meta, right?
Yeah.
OMG!
All right, we're going to lock in. You want the language, right?
Yes, I want the language.
All right, we're going to lock in. And while they're about to think, we never did say the name. We mentioned Nick, and we're picking on him a little bit, but the name of the show that he's hosting is Things That Are Blank, and it is a fantastic game. And if you haven't given it a try, you should definitely give it a try. Things That Are Blank.
Yeah, he had help in the gauntlet. I was going to mention that a little bit too, Jonathan. So I'm glad you did. Great. So thank you.
You got to like the third word on that, and I had already typed in to the chat here. I was like, pretty sure it's Japanese, but he has come back with Native American, and I could see honcho being either one of them.
Yeah, the more I heard Japanese, I was like honcho. I was like, ooh, that could be either one.
And I'm pretty sure I've heard this before. That's why I typed it in so quick when as soon as he got the honcho on it. I think it's of Japanese origin.
Okay, Native American just was kind of a bit of a guess for me, but now that I think about Japanese, you break it down, it does kind of fit. So let's go with Japanese. And you want to lock in with that? Yeah,
let's lock it in.
Okay, and Matt and Jonathan.
I like that answer.
I like that answer too. I was thinking that honcho sounded very similar to gaucho, which is a Portuguese word for cowboys in Brazil. Yep. So we went with Portuguese.
Okay. And the answer is Japanese.
Wow.
Japanese.
Two questions in the same round.
Wow. What a swing we have had so far. So unfortunately, I jinxed Jonathan and Matt by saying perfect score. So I apologize.
Super hard to jinx.
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Yeah.
You jinxed the crap out of us.
But going into the midpoint, Noah and Paul have stormed into the lead, 80 to Jonathan and Matt's 70. The first half has been pretty easy questions. This midpoint is probably one of the more challenging ones I've written. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what y'all can do with it. Your category for the midpoint is Women Trailblazers Asian Edition.
Whoa.
And your question is, there have been 6 women Nobel Peace Prize award winners from the continent of Asia. For 5 points each, name 4 out of the 6.
Yes, I'm good with that.
All right, we're locked in.
All right, great.
Okay, I think we've got our somewhat hurting list here.
I mean, we went from full motivation to a dead stop on this question.
Okay, well, we're gonna say Indira Gandhi. I hope I'm well. Oh well, we're just gonna throw it out and see if pronunciations work. Malala Yousaf. There's one, Murad. I think is one, and that's where we were completely done with. So we figured, well, Marie Curie.
Okay, so that's your 4th one?
That's our 4th, sure.
Matt and Jonathan.
So we went back and forth a bit. We ended up locking in with Malala Yousafzai, Benazir Bhutto, Indira Gandhi, and Mother Teresa.
Okay. And here are your answers. The very first Asian woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize was Mother Teresa in 1979 from India.
Good job, Matt.
Second one was in 1991 from Myanmar or Burma, Aung San Suu Kyi, 1991. The third one was Siri Abadi from Iran in 2003. She was the first Iranian Nobel laureate, as a matter of fact. In 2011, Tawakkol Karman from Yemen. And that's 2000. She was the first Arab as well as the first Yemenis Nobel laureate. In 2014, Malala. Go ahead, Jonathan. Can you say that again? I don't want to mess it up.
It's either Yousafzai or Yousafzai.
Yeah. So Malala Yousafzai, 2014. She was the first Pakistani as well as the youngest Nobel laureate. And then finally in 2018, Nadia Murad from Iraq. She was the first Iraqi Nobel laureate. So Jonathan and Matt, you guys got 2 for 10 points. Noah and Paul, you got 1 with Murad for 5 points. So at the end of the midpoint, really tough question, but good job getting a couple answers right, everybody. But at the end of midpoint, Jonathan and Matt closed up their got closer. Noah and Paul are up 85-80. I had something in my head, and it just went. Anyway,
that was like a porky. That was like a porky pig right there. Yeah.
Do you know? Honestly, no. I don't know about Porky Pig, but do you remember the God? What's the Uncle Scrooge? Not Uncle Scrooge. Scrooge. A Christmas Carol. Thank you. Do you remember the Disney Christmas Carol cartoon with the giant who's the ghost of Christmas present?
You're right. Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of, because he's like pistachio, yogurt.
Yeah, that's how I roll. I try my best. Thankfully, I'm funny.
Hey, everybody, this is Jonathan, and that is the end of the first half. Before we go on with the second half of today's game, I want to let you know that today's show is sponsored by Every Plate. Experience full plates and fuller wallets with America's best value meal kit. Easy Plate gives you easy-to-follow recipes. They give you pre-portioned ingredients. They take the stress out of dinner time. Every Plate does the meal planning for you. It does the shopping for you, and it does the prepping for you. It takes the time-consuming guesswork out of cooking. I tell you that Sebastian and I enjoy doing the Every Plate meals together. Because there are instructions and even pictures in the instructions, I actually have him in the kitchen with me. And as we're following the instruction, he gets to follow along. And he even tells me, okay, Daddy, this is what's next. So it's a really great experience to be in the kitchen with my son, and Every Plate makes that possible. Recipes come together in 30 minutes. You should absolutely give it a try. It is delicious food. It's a good experience. And it's a way to save a little bit of time and money, too. You can get 3 weeks of Every Plate meals for only $2.99 per meal by going to everyplate.com and entering code the number 3 TWA in all caps. That's 3 TWA in all caps. So get 3 weeks of Every Plate meals for only $2.99 per meal by going to everyplate.com and entering code 3TWA. All right, let's get on with the second half of today's game.
So going into round 4, and those of you who know what I do in round 4, question 1, it is Chris absolutely destroys a hit.
All right. Here we go. See, it's funny. Ben's always like, I always do this on the second question. I'm like, I'm never ready. Now, Chris does it. It's at the beginning of the second half. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for this.
Well, good deal. I'm glad to hear that. Because also I take the midpoint to kind of center my chi and get ready for it. So, gentlemen, here's the clues I'm giving you for this song, because I'm only giving you 3 lines of lyrics. That's it. And real quick, thank you, Dan Lundberg, for this recommendation. I appreciate you, man. Name this rock song that was number 24 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart in 1979. Rolling Stone magazine named it number 298 on its list of the top 500 greatest songs of all time. So it was number 24 on the Hot 100 in 79, but Rolling Stone, just to let you know that this is actually a popular, good song, named it 298 on its top 500 of all time.
I feel like that was directed at Jonathan for some reason.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's more of why give an obscure song? But also,
I really want to know if this is a song that you have played out of your 500 and some odd, Matt.
Oh, could be. We'll see.
Anyway, but here we go. I will drive past your house, and if the lights are all down, I'll see who's around. And that's all you get. The lines are, I will drive past your house, and if the lights are all down, I'll see who's around.
And, of course, Kids Incorporated has jumped back into my head.
Oh, and she could have not said that for the rest of us. Thank you.
I share the misery.
K.I.D.S.
And the headphones are going off. Chris is dancing. That's amazing.
If Noah's okay with it, I am 100%.
Go ahead and lock in on that one, man.
All right, they're locked in.
So he intentionally said rock song,
Yeah,
right?
he did. It's not Seeger. I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So I started brainstorming bands like Seeger, Fleetwood Mac, Led Zeppelin, Tom Petty, and the Heartbreakers. But the I Will Drive Past Your House is really right in there for me. Is it something like maybe a Cheap Trick or a Supertramp or something like that zone?
Could very well be.
Brush?
Pretty sure it's not Fleetwood Mac.
Okay.
I'm in a Fleetwood Mac tribute, and if it was a Fleetwood Mac song, I'm gonna look really bad.
So I mean, we just got to try to get a tune.
Why do I feel like it's Heart?
Okay, could be Heart. I love Heart. This is post Barracuda kind of.
Yeah.
So Heart, if you want to go that way, I love Heart.
It's not Alone.
You could be Never coming away, never. Alone would have been 80s, right?
It's not Alone for sure. I know the words to that one.
Okay. I kind of like that direction now. It's not Magic Man. It's not Barracuda. It's not, they have one more early one.
I'm not getting this, man. It's not.
Oh, shoot. I'll see who's around. I actually like the idea of it being a woman singing.
Yeah.
I'm not getting there, and we're taking too long. Do you want to just go Never by Heart?
Sure.
All right, we're going to say Never by Heart.
Okay, Noah and Paul.
And we said we're going to get you one way or another.
It's Blondie.
It's Blondie.
One of my favorite versions of this song was on the TV show Veronica Mars that Kristen Bell belted out at a karaoke bar, which was fantastic. The answer is One Way or Another, Blondie.
Yes. Well done.
Yeah.
Well
So
done.
it was on the right
female
track.
voice-
Yeah, it was on the right track.
I wasn't going to get there, man. I'm not a Blondie fan.
Yeah.
I don't listen to their music.
The worst part is I'm sitting here and I had Sting's I'll Be Watching You stuck in my head. I'm like, okay, it's not that. Get off. Think of any other song. And the only thing that popped in was Kids Incorporated. I'm like, I paid it for her somehow.
What's funny is Chris used a category title earlier of Who's Going to Take You Home.
And
in my head, I'm like, Who's Going to Take You Home?
Is that Christopher Cross?
No, that was Cars. That was the Cars.
No.
That was
you're
Drive.
right.
No,
that's Drive.
Is it
That's the line of
Cars?
Drive.
That is
Yeah.
Drive.
It is
Okay.
Drive. Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Oh, I've got to
Really?
watch. No, really, I've got to watch